Hi, my name is Matt Newby. I was invited to River City by Cosette Snyder, and I serve now in the high school ministry and the coaching ministry.
I'm Jackie McGinnis. I was invited by my then boyfriend, now husband, and now I serve on the creative arts team.
Hi, my name is Carlo Morgado, and we're invited here by Michael and Yvette Cotter, and we're serving now in the small group ministry.
2004, I was working for a large company as a sales director in New Braunfels, Texas. My life was a wreck. There were a lot of things that were just very broken about where I was. I was in the middle of a one-year separation with my wife. And I remember Eric Davis was working with me at the time, and he came and, if you know Eric, pestered me to come and try out River City Community Church.
Our family had just left a church, and we were a little bit lost and a little bit confused. It was a few years ago, and we could have done a lot of things like not gone back to church, but our friends Karen and Brian had invited us to come to their church. They had visited River City a few times and really loved it.
And I've got to say it was everything that I would have hoped it would have been. I found myself immediately meeting some people, getting into some relationships with people, even that first Sunday.
I was invited to this church 13 years ago by Nick Sutherland. Nick had been praying for me and witnessed to me because at the time I wasn't a believer. And after I got saved, then I started attending and being a regular attender. And a few months later, Nick asked me to help him to serve in a third grade Bible study, which was funny because all of those kids knew way more about the Bible than I did.
I'd grown up in the church, but to be honest, I'd fallen out of love with that a long time ago. There was something that seemed inauthentic and unreal about it, and I just didn't want any part of it. Daniel Espinoza was leading the college-age small group here at River City, and one day he just showed up at my house and asked if I wanted to join him for coffee. I was a little nervous, to be honest, because I thought that this was going to be a guilt trip trying to get me back into church, but that's not what I encountered. Daniel just hung out and listened to me, and we talked and we laughed, and he ended up inviting me to River City, and I came.
About 2 years ago, my life was pretty torn up. One of my co-workers, Henry Gonzalez, spent a lot of time talking with me, answering a lot of my questions, and we did that for pretty much about a year. And one day he kept on telling me that I just needed to come and visit with him in his church, and come see what it was all about.
I showed up, and for the first time in a long time, I felt like there was hope. I encountered a church for real life. Daniel invited me, and I came, and I stuck around. I got involved serving in the youth, and now 8 years later, I'm the campus pastor of our new Northwest multi-site, and all because somebody invited me to come.
After a while, I met Aaron Powers, who was overseeing youth ministry at that time. Between Aaron, Eric, and Amy, they had convinced me that they thought that youth ministry would be a good fit for me to come and try out. And the crazy thing is, through this service, I found my relationship with God being restored. Through the serving in youth, my relationships with the people I needed to know the most were starting to become stronger and stronger.
I just knew I couldn't do it by myself anymore. I had basically just hit rock bottom. Everything was just falling apart around me. I decided to take Henry up on his offer, and I decided to go and visit the church. That day, Sean was preaching, and he just reached inside of me, and he talked about exactly what I was feeling.
And we could feel God's presence in the sanctuary. It was a great time for our family because we knew what we'd been missing for such a long time. We joined with the church in small groups, and a few months later we had a small group of our own.
And now 13 years later, I'm currently serving on the missions team where I get to train and lead short-term trips. And over that 13 years, I've had the opportunity to invite other people who are now attending River City and are serving in other capacities. So it all started with that first invitation.
Within about 6 months, I was baptized, I became a member, and I knew that this is the place where I needed to be.
The Holy Spirit has really moved us to be at River City, and I wouldn't want to deny that to anybody. So it's really important for me to invite people to come here to our church and have that same feeling and experience that we have. My name is Mary Deal. I was invited by Brian and Karen Birdie, and now I'm a small group leader.
My name is Billy Carroll. I was invited by Eric Davis, and now I'm the New Braunfels campus pastor.
My name is Brian Bridwell. I was invited by Henry Gonzalez, and I serve on the worship team.
My name is Daniel Espinosa. I was invited by Nick Sutherland, and now I'm serving on the missions team.
My name is Aaron Powers. I was invited by Daniel Espinoza, and now I'm the Northwest Campus pastor.